This TikToker right here died. Sydney Towle. Right here.
Okay. Hey, do you guys have any more room under there?
Now, she died of cancer.
All right, long time no see. I've been here for about a month at this point, but it doesn't feel like that long. Honestly, pretty captivated that my hair has stayed looking okay for over a month without a shower.
All right, so remember back when TikTokers and influencers weren't like celebrities? And remember when you had like the Hollywood, or like you had like the actors strike and all of that going on? And you had the Diddy stuff. You have all these negative stories about these people in Hollywood. I believe the influencers became like the new celebrities. And then all of a sudden we hear stories about all of the influencers that have been dying, TikTokers, YouTubers. This is Sydney Towle, I believe is how you say her last name. Again, life ends, cancer, dead at 26. I'll play this now as we get a little more familiar.
I feel like normally I can tell myself that it's okay, it's temporary, but it doesn't really feel too temporary anymore.
Sydney Towle, a content creator known for documenting her courageous battle with cancer on social media, has died at the age of 26.
I have cancer. But I am strong. So I'll be good.
In 2023, Towle was diagnosed with stage 4 of a rare form of bile duct cancer after a visit to urgent care for stomach pain prompted her to be sent for imaging on the area.
Hey guys, I'm getting my MRI today, so
She spent the last 3 years in and out of treatment and documenting the entire journey.
welcome to the day in the life of a content creator who also has a full-time job and cancer.
While Towle received widespread support online, internet trolls pounced on a dark moment and fed into conspiracies that Towle didn't have cancer at all.
Looking at my CT results, because we did another scan today, and it's not like there's anything like drastically different, but just seeing the size increase over the past couple of months, it is like so much.
But through it all, her content showcased her perseverance and hope.
So we woke up to my oncologist coming in and saying that
It's interesting how they were saying that they didn't believe that she had cancer. Now look, cancer equals 26 in the language. She dies at age 26, and we are currently in the year 2026, and she died August 5th. Now look at these numbers here, because Sydney Toll equals 130, and it's a 103-day span from her death to her upcoming birthday. And I think if you got a birthday on the world stage where you can just Google it and it pops up like that, I don't know, then you're a character, you're playing a role. That's what I think, right? So she's got November 15 as the birthday. You see the 103 and you see the 130, which the 30, if you just flip it, you get the 103. She died on Anthony Edwards' birthday, a big star on the world stage, Minnesota Timberwolves shooting guard. Now that's how she died. Look at the cancer, a rare cancer. Cholanga, I can't even say that right. cholangiocarcinoma. Look at 161 when you convert letters to numbers. And Timberwolves equals 161. How about that? 161, you get an exact match, and she dies on Anthony Edwards' birthday. Star shooting guard for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Check that out. I thought she kind of looked like Sydney Sweeney a little bit. American actress, possibly, or some similarities, anyways. And I know the stuff is by the language, first and foremost. So you get Sydney Sweeney. And look at her full name. Syncs up with that rare form of cancer as well. Okay, so the two Sydneys. Look at that. Sydney Bernice Sweeney. Look at that. 100. This rare and aggressive form of bile duct cancer. You get the 100 again. Look at that. The language. Let me look a little bit more into that cancer. Cho Lang. Hopefully Google helps me out here. Cho Lang. Let's see. All right, I think this is it right here. A rare, serious type of cancer that forms in the slender tubes carrying digestive bile from the liver, usually diagnosed in people over age 50. That's interesting. She's 26, she dies. Symptoms include yellow skin, dark urine, and belly pain. So that's interesting right there. Even Sydney Sweeney, there's more connections. Again, they share the name Sydney. So Sydney Sweeney is a popular one to compare. Look at that. Sydney Sweeney, 163 and 55, like influencer. Timberwolves, 163 and 55. She dies August 5th on Anthony Edwards' birthday. See this? How does this work? Isn't that wild? There's another Sydney right there. Sidney Crosby. Spelling is different with Sydney. She dies 2 days before his birthday. Pittsburgh Penguins. Center and forward. NHL. Hockey. Look. Sydney. Isn't that wild? And since that slide is up there, he's born in 87. He's got the 87 on his jersey. He's born 8/7/87, August 7th. Look at that. So you got 3 Sydneys here all connecting. And then you got her dying on Anthony Edwards' birthday. And then Sydney Sweeney, influencer connecting with Timberwolves. The rare form of cancer connecting with Sydney Sweeney's full name. They look semi-similar, right? Semi, which is interesting, but they got the same name. Amazing. Oh, that's the video right there? No volume. That's cool. So, interesting, huh? So, TikTok has done it again. TikTok has done it again. Content creator dead at 26. I guess there's not much probably to her story. To me, TikTokers aren't really like celebrities, but they're influencers, right? Which is like celebrities. Okay, so I noticed this with the influencers that pop in and on my algorithm. I noticed that as well. Even I subscribe to channels, right? Makes it easier to receive the content, and I notice similarities amongst decoders, and I see the same patterns as I do with major celebrities. So I believe they're like low tier, just more like low tier, maybe like they're related or they're connected to somebody, and they get a chance as an influencer to prove themselves, and then they kind of grow into other roles. That's what I believe, and I still got a video I'm gonna make on that, and pointing out some of those characters as well. But that's what I think. So, oh, excuse me. Oh. So yeah, not a lot else to mention with this character. Um, but what do you think? And 46, her birthday leaves 46 days in the year. Sacrifice does equal 46. You cannot deny those Sydney connections whatsoever. And then dying on Anthony Edwards' birthday, how that factors in here. Oh, and I forgot to mention Minnesota Timberwolves M with Anthony Edwards. You might have seen that M and been like, what's that? M, Anthony Edwards, Minnesota. M, the 13th letter of the alphabet as well. And again, 103-day span, her death date to her birthday. Sydney Towle equals 130, which is both like 13 as well. So this influencer, Sydney Towle, dies of a rare form of cancer at age 26, and this pops up heavily trending. Okay, I'll see you next time. Peace.